Welcome to Bridge Builders, where we connect church lingo and culture with our faith, hoping this will help us grow in our understanding to live out our purpose. If you are new here, we want to make sure that you hit that subscribe button and like this video so we can further our reach. And also want to ask you to do me a favor. If you can comment, helping us make sure that this content is informational. And also, if you have any questions, hopefully down the road, we'll be able to answer it as well, because we're going to be here together to grow in our faith. And today, we're going to talk about clergy apparel. So I'm a clergy, as I said, ordained in the United Methodist Church and serving Virginia Annual Conference at this moment. And there are things about clergy apparel that had changed, as you had saw from the Chuck Nose Church episode. And you will see in a lot of traditional worships that we have clergy who wear what we call an alb or a robe. So alb would be more of coming from the Roman Catholic Church. And as Chuck had said, it actually comes more from the traditional garments that was used by clergy members and even lay members around that time. And there was a boom about us trying to find our heritage and kind of come more and be more closer to orthodoxy. So alb was introduced. So I want to talk a little bit about albs. Albs normally come in white colors. I do have to say it is not restricted to clergy. Anyone who's leading worship can wear an alb. You will see if you were acolyte, you might have that alb as well. One of the unique features about alb, or I would also say about robes as well, is that it covers ourselves. And there's something that I think it is theologically significant, because anytime I am in a position of leading, I do have that heart of asking and praying, Lord, cover me so you can be revealed. Cover me and make sure that I am hidden so your glory can shine. And probably that might have been the reason why the alb is in white, because white also signifies purity, and it also signifies that God's grace had covered us so we can continue to live out this world as a pure nation and followers and children in this world. In a lot of the albs, you would see that there's a rope that tugs around your waist. One thing that I do have to say, that rope actually is more for a practical reason, because as you know, robes can be very dangly and it could fall. If you try to do something, you can get caught off. But by having that rope around the waist, it does help the garment and does help us to make sure that we're not tripping over that garment. However, there is also a symbolic reason of that rope. That rope actually tied around our waist serves as a reminder for us as clergy, or maybe even lay leaders, to exercise discipline, moderation in our thoughts, words, and all that we do. So that is what we see from albs. An ordained clergy will have a stole around their alb. That also is the same with robes. As Chuck had shared, robes are more academic, so there were more black robes, but these days I also wear a white robe. And as I said, the symbolism and the theology of that is for us to be covered by God's grace, and is for us to be lowered. Both robes and albs for ordained clergy are able to use a stole around our neck. Yes, the stole can be beautiful. And I do have to say, there are talented people who design handmade stoles that are sophisticated and actually compounds the message of grace in the too narrow strip that falls down ourselves. And yes, the clergy can be artful about it. They can make sure that we color match the pyramids. That actually is from our last episodes. We talk about the liturgical calendars, and we have stoles according to those colors as well. But there is also a theological and symbolic meaning in our stoles. Stole actually is presented around us as a yoke for Christ. That also signifies the responsibility that we have as leading the church that was entrusted by Christ. And putting on that stole, it is not only to be aesthetically pleasing to everyone, but is it really more of symbolic meaning of being pleasing our Lord? And that's what we carry on. Now, besides our Sunday apparels, there is something like what we call a clergy collar. And that's what I'm wearing right now. I am not a person who normally wears a clergy collar, but there will be times that I feel appropriate that this clergy collar should be worn. And there are church and clergy members who constantly wear clergy collars. And I actually have a mentor who will only wear clergy collars every single day when he is working in the church. And whenever I see that, I am actually reminded by Steve Jobs, because Steve Jobs didn't want to spend any time or energy in how they appear. The clergy collar is a very simplistic design. It is modest, and it actually goes back onto that exercise of us being disciplined. But some other times that we will be same humans. So if you see me on work days on church, you will see me in a very casual, maybe business casual attires, because I am here as the same. Clergy apparels doesn't make me special. Clergy apparels doesn't bring the authority that I do not have. Clergy apparel actually means that I'm relying onto the authority, the pureness, and the faithfulness of God. And hidden behind that grace, as clergy, I'm continuing God's work. I hope this episode helped you in understanding the meaning of the apparels that we use as clergy of carrying out our responsibilities of worship leading. And I hope that this was helpful. Comment and let us know your thoughts. If there's any other questions, let us know so we can answer and grow together.